One policy very much identified with Theresa May is immigration, and over the past decade the Conservative government has pledged to reduce net migration to the tens of thousands every year. But according to Migration Watch, last year alone 258,000 more people came into this country than left. And now the former immigration minister and a recent candidate in the Tory leadership, briefly, Mark Harper, is supporting a move to scrap the limit and move instead towards a more detailed and transparent immigration policy. And he's with me now.
Good morning.
And it should be said, Mr. Harper, that neither Boris Johnson nor Jeremy Hunt have actually repeated this tens of thousands commitment, have they?
No, that's correct. And the reason why I'm supporting this report by the think tank Onward is I think it's a much better way of controlling immigration. I mean, it's worth just saying they've done quite a lot of polling for this report, and they found that every age group, every ethnicity, and both Leave and Remain voters, a majority of each of those groups wants to reduce immigration. So it's very clear the public want to control immigration, and that was very clear, I think, in the result of the referendum. But clearly the single number target isn't the way to do that. And what they're proposing in brief is the Home Secretary every year would come to Parliament, would set out what the government was expecting migration to look like, taking into account policies from across government. The figures would be audited by a body similar to the OBR, the Office for Budget Responsibility, an independent group, so there was confidence that they weren't the government's numbers and they were independently audited. And then we better have a proper debate about where we set things like, you know, salary limits, where there were skill shortages and where we should do that from immigration as opposed to training people domestically. And I think that would mean we had a much better debate with the public, and we could actually deliver the control of migration that I think a majority of the public want to continue seeing.